Hi and welcome back. This is Steve at Bucks Coins. I'm going to do something a little bit different with you today. As well as doing coins, I look a lot and I enjoy collecting notes. And I'm going to show you some of my notes in my collection. These are UK based notes. The first ones I'm going to show you are local notes, and the local and can only be spent in the Lake District, and they had a time period on them. If you see up here, there's a date called 2019. The value is £5. It is a Lake District pound. This was a very small area in the Lake District, around the main areas of interest where people holidayed and that sort of thing, and they bought them out as local notes to try and improve the local economy. The set for 2019 included a £1, a £5, a £10 and a £20 note. You spent them as you would spend normal UK currency, and you may well have ended up, if you had a larger note, with the smaller denominations being given back to you. The problem with them, as there are with all local notes in the UK, and there are a few different areas that have them, I believe Bristol is another place that had them, the Cotswold area had them as well, you can only spend them in certain shops. My reason for getting these two was the person who is there. This note represented the Lake District's probably best known author, or one of her best known authors, and we had a series of coins out starting in 2016 right the way through to 2020, and that was Beatrix Potter, and this £5 note represents Beatrix Potter, and I have two of them in my collection. They're both uncirculated. I bought them straight from the council running the scheme, and I bought them simply because I wanted to add them to my collection and have something different there, so a talking point. On the back there is just some representation of Lakeland Hills. There's a bluebell, silver bilbo and a silver rabbit, which I presume is representing Peter Rabbit. And this particular note was valid to spend, and it gives you it there just underneath the 2019, was valid to spend until the 31st of January 2020. So two rather nice Lake District notes which no longer are in circulation in the Lake District, and you'll be lucky to find them now. I am trying to get hold of a few, but I've not yet had any success. So those are the first ones. The next two are to do with golf, and they are Bank of Scotland, Royal Bank of Scotland notes. The one in the middle pouch here, which has the Ryder Cup, this was issued in 2014, I believe. Was it 2014? Yeah. September 2014, September the 27th. I believe that was the start date for the Ryder Cup. The serial number on them, if you have a quick look there, it starts with RCE. That starts the serial number. These are a special £5 note as issued by the Royal Bank of Scotland to represent the Ryder Cup being at, I believe it was at St Andrews, Glen Eagles. It actually tells you there, Ryder Cup, Glen Eagles, Scotland. There's a picture of the Ryder Cup there with the Glen Eagles house, Glen Eagles clubhouse and a denomination. I'm very happy to have that one. It's I'm not a great golf fanatic, but it's such a special note, such a lovely note. The one above it is also golfing mad. Is to do with golfing, and it's all to do with this symbol here, a golden bear. Now, for those of you who know about golf or have a good knowledge of generally of sport, you'll know that golden bear actually is the nickname of one of the golfers that for many years was a leading light in the world of golf, and it was issued on July the 14th 2005. Again, the serial number is a special serial number. It starts JWN. JWN was in fact the initials of the golfer concerned. I'll keep the suspense going a bit longer as we turn over to the back, because it will give it you. Now, anybody who has a modicum of knowledge of sport will recognise the man holding what is the British Open trophy. This is of course Jack Nicklaus. The W is for William, Jack William, he says. Let me just check my research. Right, yes, the initials is Jack William Nicklaus, aka the Golden Bear, which then goes of course with that front logo. Again, very special note. These notes, you can still find them on eBay, but they're certainly a lot more than a £5. Many thanks to a certain gentleman north of the border, Caledonian Coins, Darren from Caledonian Coins. I first saw both of those notes, as I did with a few others of these Scottish notes, on his channel. And talking of standard Scottish notes, these are two standard Scottish banknotes. The Royal Bank of Scotland has its first governor on it there, Lord Ley. This one was issued in 1989, and on my back is Edinburgh Castle. The one above it is a Bank of Scotland. Now there are several different ones, several different banks in Scotland. The Bank of Scotland is different from the Royal Bank. This is one of their governors, first governors, and that's Lord Clydesmere. And that's the coat of arms. On the back you have the coat of arms of the Royal Bank, of the bank. I believe this is also Sir Walter Scott's coat of arms. Sorry, the ship is Sir Walter Scott's ship. Coat of arms, I believe it's Lord Ley's arm, Lord Clydesmere's arms, coat of arms. I believe that's Britannia at the bottom, Britannia there. Those are two of the basic Scottish £1 notes. They do commemorative £1 notes, and we're getting to see them now. These bottom two are to commemorate the EEC, and they have its unique serial number, ECO. It's the European Community, and it's the European Summit of 1992. So both of these notes were issued for the European Summit that was held in Scotland in 1992. On the back is Edinburgh Castle, the standard Edinburgh Castle from the Royal Bank of Scotland. On the standard note. Special because they have the EEC flag in the left corner there, and the unique EC begins the serial number. The one above it, which is this one here, has a old-fashioned telephone and Alexander Graham Bell and the years he was born and died, which was 1847 to 1922. Now this one was issued in 1997, so this celebrates the 150th year of Alexander Graham Bell's birth. And again, the serial number is unique and starts AGB. On the back of this one is a picture of an elderly Alexander Graham Bell and some of the inventions that he's renowned for. The next one is a unique one. It's down the bottom here. It's the Royal Bank of Scotland, and it has a feathered quill and an open book with a signature. 1850 to 1894. And the signature is Robert Louis Stevenson. Robert Louis Stevenson. Again, unique ID number, RLS. And this was issued in 1994. So that is celebrating 100 years after he died. The 100 year of his death. On the back is a picture of Robert Louis Stevenson. Robert Louis Stevenson, he wrote books like Kidnapped, what else was there? Treasure Island, Kidnapped, Jekyll and Hyde are probably his three best known books. That's a special one. That's a special note, and one that I'm very happy to have. The other two are standard £1 notes, but they were issued towards the end of the £1 notes, 2001 and 1988. Nothing overly special about those two. I have one more Scottish note, but I'll come to that in a minute because I've got it in this particular one. Now here's one that I think we all recognise. It's the polymer £5 note. It's got Churchill on the back. The reason why I've kept this one is it's the lowest one I've found so far in circulation, and it's AA05. Not quite AA01, but I'm more than happy to have that one in my particular collection. There's nothing outstanding about it apart from the fact that it's one of the first issues of the current £5 note. These are the two last styles of the £1 note. We've got the one there which is Summerfield, is it, or Somerset signature, and also J. Page. This one was the last £1 note style that was issued. I'm not sure if this one actually gives a date of when it was issued. And of course it has Newton on the back, who of course was the governor of the mint. The one of course above it is Britannia, Bank of England logo with Britannia sat there. And the one above it here would have been issued in the 60s. Two fairly unique but very much standard. Sorry, Elizabeth II's reign, Elizabeth I, duh. These ones are slightly different. Series B was the Isaac Newton, and Series C was the initial £1960 note. 78 to 84, sorry, that one was. Sorry, 1960 to 1979, and that was 78 to 84. Right, these next two, the pale blue and orange, which is this one here. This one here was issued between 1940 and 1962. However, this one with the serial number was actually issued during the wartime, and it's one of the wartime notes, emergency issue notes. It's got the normal £1 on it. It's a different colour. It's a blue, which we normally associate with the £5 note, and the back, Bank of England, and also St George and the Dragon. That is one of the ways you tell that it's a wartime issue note. Above it is something a little bit rarer. This is a BLB note, or a British Linen Bank note. They're issued out of Scotland, and there is a serial number with D/3. Now this one was issued sometime around about April 1957. Is one of the last. It wasn't one of the last. I think the last issue of this note was in the early 60s. They stopped making these notes. But this BLB note, this one, simply by looking at the beginning of the serial number, which is D underscore and then a 3 underneath the underscore. So it's D over 3, D over 3. That indicates that it was issued sometime around about in the April of 1957. And this one is different from the Bank of England notes in the fact that it has the Scottish banking system logo. The last three are 10 bob notes, as we used to call them. Now these 10 bob notes were issued over a period of time. This centre one is probably the one that most people who remember the 10 bob notes in circulation will all remember. It's the Queen Elizabeth II note. Brown in colour, reddy brown, with the Bank of England logo in the centre and the back, and 10 shillings. For those of you who are not sure what the 10 shillings is worth, the modern equivalent of that 10 shillings is the 50p piece. This is what they call a Series C note, and was issued somewhere between 1961 and 1970. I've tried, well actually it went out of circulation in 1970. The last issue was October 69. Now I don't know as yet, my research hasn't told me when this particular note was issued. I've tried to track the serial number down, but I've not had any success yet. I think it was towards the end of the banknote run. I think it was around about 1967 from the research that I've done, but I can't be 100% sure. This top one here, Bank of England. It doesn't give a thing as to when it was issued, but by the coloration of it the colour of it, the design of it, the layout of it, and what is on the back. This is a Series C note. Sorry, a Series A note, 3rd issue. So it's an A series note, sorry, 3rd issue. I do apologise. It's an A series note, 3rd issue. And it was issued, according to the serial number, it was issued in 1955. So that's this top one here. This bottom one, which is a purple colour, or as the officially describe it, a mauve grey. These were issued between April 1940 and October 1962. It's, however, this particular one was issued in 1940 and was a wartime issue. I found that out by looking at the prefix at the top there. (1940s) wartime, so this would have been around during the Blitz and everything else. Okay, so that ends my collection of UK banknotes that I have at this present time. I am on the lookout for more. I hope you found that interesting. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing to the channel. If you want to know anything more about these notes, please drop me a line in the comments. Please also give constructive criticism of the channel and the way I'm presenting it, if you feel it will help me improve my presentation to you as the viewing public. In the meantime, I wish you luck with your hunt, however you're doing it, and until we meet again on the next video, ta-ra for now.